and learn the National Electrical Code. Now, it really doesn't matter whether you're studying for an electrical exam or you just want to learn the NEC at a much more thorough level. We created a program that puts all the information together, that offers you to be able to come on a Wednesday night sessions 2 times a month, ask any question you want. We have a robust message forum that allows you to post any questions on our website. And it's all integrated together to help you achieve a much higher level of success at learning the National Electrical Code. Not only that, we even offer the courses that give you access to videos that go over some calculations. There's an 8-hour webinar on calculations. There's a 12-hour grounding and bonding webinar, and we're always adding more content over on our sister site, fasttraxtube.com. That's even included in the enhanced program at Fast Trax. So there's so many things to really look at. But what I wanted to do today is I wanted to kind of take you through the course a little bit, let you see the graphics, the illustrations, kind of see what it kind of looks like, because I really want you to learn the National Electrical Code. Now, again, you do not have to be preparing for an electrical exam. You could be just wanting to get better at the code for your job. That's why we have courses that are exam prep, but we also have programs that are not exam prep, that they're non-NEC exam based. Means you're just going to learn the National Electrical Code. That course is called Mastering the NEC. It gives you access to the bi-monthly Wednesday nights. It gives you access to our message boards. It gives you access to the all the benefits. But at the end of the day, you get to choose what you want. Now, our most, popular course is our enhanced program. So we're going to kind of look at that today, kind of dig into it and let you see a little bit of what's in the program, how you navigate it. And I think you're going to see that there are a lot of programs out there that teach the NEC, but there isn't any like our program. Okay, so let's go on and get into it. I do want to show you some of the features and let you see what it looks like. All right, so over here on our website, and I'll want to do this first. When you log into your program, you're going to see navigation here on the left, right? And so the first thing that you're going to want to do is when you get here to the navigation is click this and watch this video first. Right, so this is the video, and of course this over here, if you want to get rid of this navigation, all you got to do is come up here to this little square, click it, and it'll bring it just back. So this video, you definitely want to watch first. Explaining how you go through the program, the features and benefits of the program. All of it's important that you follow every step along the way. Look, learning the National Electrical Code is going to be a daunting task for you. We have made it as easy as possible by giving you great illustrations. And of course, as you go through the program, if you have any questions, you write them down and you come to our bi-monthly Wednesday night sessions. Sometimes I'm there for 2-3 hours answering questions, breaking down something you don't understand. That's the difference between something that's called structured learning. Now, again, whether you're studying for an exam or you just want to learn the NEC much better, that's what our programs are all about. They help you understand the National Electrical Code to a much higher level. All right, so here we are. So you can just watch this video. You just simply click it and it will play. There you go. All right, now you want to get back to the navigation. As always, you simply click that. Now, this also is amazing on mobile devices. So it adapts. So people have asked us, one of the key things that people jump and said, look, I want to be able to take this and use this on my mobile phone. And we have adapted it so that it's very mobile friendly, allows you to move in and out between the mobile device. So we have made everything easy to use in this program. Now here on your navigation screen, you definitely want to remember that after you watch something or do a task, you come down here and you just click complete. That way it marks it over here as complete. You see it puts a little green check once it's complete over here. Okay, so you want to make sure you go through that. The other thing that I'll remind you, if you're in our enhanced program, you'll get the link right here that talks about the Wednesday night sessions. They're bi-monthly Wednesday night sessions where you can bring any question you want. I think what people forget a lot is that one of the key benefits to working with me, and you get to work with me, is that I am your personal tutor. Not what you get in books, not what you get in DVDs. You actually can ask me questions on those sessions that we hold on those Wednesday nights. Anything you want about the National Electrical Code, about something in the program that you don't understand, maybe it's a competency review question you just didn't get, all open game for you to be able to ask me these questions. Plus, it's a great time for all of the students to get together that want to come. They're not required. It's not mandatory that you come on Wednesday nights, but we're offering you. And that's what's the difference in our program, is that we're giving you access to a code expert to break the code down. And if you don't understand it, after I break it down, we'll go deeper, because I want to make sure that you walk away understanding it. That's the whole purpose of our program. We're not just here to sell you something. We're here to help you learn it. Now, as you go through it, as you can see, you'll click that module. Next, you'll have Fast Trax Tube access. So if you are a enhanced program purchaser, means you have our enhanced program, you're going to also get information on how to get access to the Wednesday night sessions. And you're also going to get access to how to get to our Fast Trax Tube platform. Now, what is so important about that is that we do a lot of videos that are not shared on social media. And we procure a lot of videos that are specifically reviewed by us in order to meet a certain need. And so that's what the Fast Trax Tube is all about. So we own that platform. We own the scripts. We've helped develop it. I don't think there's any other player on the market that is as user-friendly and has so many robust features as Fast Trax Tube. And it's exclusively for our content or other procured content that we feel is going to help you learn and understand the National Electrical Code. Nobody else does that. That's something that is included in your enhanced program. Now, if you have our basic program and you want to get the Fast Trax Tube, then all you got to do is go to fasttraxtube.com and you can subscribe for that separately on that website. But the enhanced program gives it all in there for you. So it's all bundled together. All right, so back over here, as you can see, you can go into each lesson. So here's lesson 1 right here. So I'll click on lesson 1. And so the lesson 1 comes up here, and this works the same way on your mobile device. We go through the introduction to the NEC. And so if you want to get rid of this navigation so that you can have a bigger screen, whether it's on your mobile device, a tablet, or whatnot, then you just go up here and you click this little square, and it'll just take it to full screen. And basically, you scroll on down all the material. There's going to be a lot of graphics that'll make reference to it, show you the structure of the code, the layout of the code. This is just an example of how detailed it gets with the illustrations and graphics. When you're ready, you click Next, and that'll take you on to Unit 2. You don't have to go back to the navigation if you don't want to. But you go all the way down here to the end, and here's where you'll see your competency review and your answer key. So you download both of these, and you're going to check your work. At any time, you can come back here and go back over the reading material. If something you didn't understand, it's all right there for you with great illustrations. You also can post comments down here if you want as well. If you have some question you want to ask, and it's part of this unit, we have integrated abilities for you to be able to ask questions, okay? Now, somebody posted a comment, very interesting about the first power station. Okay, that was kind of talked about. We talked about the history a little bit. And we believe that everything should start with a little bit of history, right? And that's what we do in this program. Now, one of the big questions that people ask about exam prep is, well, I'm pretty good at code lookup. Okay, that'll be soon to be determined, but depending on how well you do in your competency reviews. But also people ask about calculations. And so one of the things that we make it very clear to people is we do a lot with calculations. And one of the big deals is load calculations. Now we do single family, multifamily, and commercial or industrial type calculations. Right? So what I want to show you is that it's all in our exam prep program. So we'll go back to the lesson in here. So you've got general provisions, right here. And that's general provisions right there. It talks about the introduction to that, but we also have specific provisions, and then we have load calculations. The load calculations, and let's go on and minimize, get rid of this navigation on the left. So you just click that. So here's a layout. It talks about how to start out by getting the floor area, breaks it down with some great pop-up illustrations. This is your calculation form that people ask about. You can simply click right here and download this form. And why is that important? Why is it important to have our form? Well, the form allows you to, as you go through examples of calculations, the form is a fill-in-the-blank methodology that helps you remember the steps. It also provides relevant code references because as you're going through it, it allows you to stop and go to the code reference. So, no, you're not going to be able to use the form during an exam. No, of course not. But as you're learning the process, it's great to have a form with references so that you can say, okay, this is why I'm doing this and that. And slowly over time, it'll help you memorize the process. And it's just going to make life so much easier, not just for electrical exam prep, but our program like Mastering the NEC, same concepts, same forms. A lot of people print these off and they will actually laminate them and use them for bookmarks in their code book because it has so many code references and it kind of goes over the steps. Many people stumble when it comes to neutral conductor calculations and for the service or feeders. We cover all that in this program, right? So there you go. So you can download that. And then we start out by giving you an example of a dwelling. And then what happens is, using that form, we single-handedly walk you through every piece of a standard calculation so that you understand how to use the form. Now, you might be saying, well, what is that going to teach me using the form? With the callouts, the code references, and inside of all of those callouts, it explains the example. In other words, the square footage. If it's a 35 by 55 square foot dwelling, then that is 1,925 square feet. That's 3 VA per square feet. But it also goes into detail about the covered porch, which is not to be included in the calculation. And it's 7 by 10 feet, so it's 70 square feet. That has to be reduced or taken away from the 1,925. That results in an 1,855 square foot at 3 VA per square foot. So there's a method to the madness, and I want you to realize something. People can have videos and they can talk about calculations, but having a structured program that literally walks you through the form, explains every aspect of the form, gives you notes and discussions, and you follow along, you're going to learn the process. It's just the way it works. We call it ballistic training. And it just naturally is going to help you understand the NEC. So as you get back here, you'll see that we walk you through every single step of that form to do the example calculation. And with the effort at the end, you're going to be able to look at it and see here, minimum size of conductors. You see here, it calls out code references, all in here. Okay, how to fill it out, the neutral conductor, the steps that are involved in that. And then, of course, gives you the answer key right here and how you were to fill it out. So all of this stuff, and then it gives you the actual calculation form. And this is how you should have been filling it out. And then, of course, we're going to move into the optional method. And we'll give you the same information here. We'll give you another form. You can download this form right here. And then we will literally walk you through this form. Nobody's ever done specific training this way because it's so important to give you the tools to be successful. Now, anytime along this journey, you're like, I still don't understand something. Well, guess what? You get to come to the Wednesday night sessions. You get to email us. In fact, you can even go to our forum and post your questions on our forum directly on our website. That way you know that it's going to be answered directly by us. Okay? And a lot of people don't know we have these forums available, but they are available and you can use them to become much better at the NEC. And we're always there for you. Right, so there you go. So you talk about sizing, you get all the way down. And again, we'll walk you through sizing the optional. We'll do a summary. And of course, there's your competency review and there's your answer key. And remember, after you fully completed this unit, just click complete right here. And you can move on. If you need to leave a comment, something you want to ask a question or something wasn't clear, boom, right here. We give you so many opportunities to ask questions. and we want to be here to answer them for them. There's no other system out there that does that, right? And then when you're ready, you can go on, you click complete, and you can go on to the next unit. Now, that's not all. As you can see here, you step by step, we go through it. Here you've got multifamily dwelling calculations, the same concept. We'll talk about the normal provisions for multifamily, and then we'll get into load calculations. I'll go on and click load calc so you can see it. Again, use the little square right here to get rid of the navigation, and you go through here, and again, you're going to get values that we're going to calculate out. And you got the standard method. We're going to give you the form to download right there. And we're going to walk you through the steps. And along that journey, we're not just going to walk you through the steps. As you can see here, code references are provided. Explanations are provided. And it's easy call out format. That's the difference. That's called structured learning. And the forms are very much part of the process so that at the end of the day, when you get to the end, you will not need the forms, but they're always there to help you. And even when you get into the field, the forms are available for you. And I recommend people just laminate them. And when you laminate them, guess what? You can use a dry erase pen to use them over and over and over and over again. And that's what a lot of people will do in our program. Now, back at it, you obviously see we have tons of illustrations, tons of explanations with callouts. All you do is match up the callout number. And there you see the finished form to check your work. We do a 6-unit multifamily, and we'll go through every step of it, right? And then we'll go down here to the end, and I'll show you. And then what do? We talk about the standard for individual units, okay? The standard method for 1 unit. We give you the form for that, okay? Show you how to do it. Walk you through the examples. There's the optional method, and of course, here's your standard method form as well. And there's your download for it. Show you how to break it down for the multiple units. See, 12-unit complex. So we did a 6-unit. We're going to do a 12-unit to kind of mix up the variables for you. Takes you all the way down through it. And then here's a 6-unit optional method. So when people ask us how deep do we go into the program, we obviously go extremely deep because we'll talk about the standard method for a single unit, the optional method for a single unit. We'll talk about optional method for multiple units. All of those type of things are covered in our program. So if your question is, do you go over calculations? Absolutely, we go over calculations. One of the other things that people talk about, and I'll bring you back here, is we'll go back here, is some people say, well, we have the comprehensive provisions, and this is the interesting thing, folks. This is all of your illustrations that talk about the basic elements that build up to that. And so you'll see, we'll talk about blueprint reading. We'll give examples of blueprint reading, illustration layout. We'll talk about each one of the little elements in a service. We'll walk you through the examples, so these are your general provisions before we start putting things together in a load calculation. So people ask that all the time. We have great callouts, okay? Disconnect rules, service conductors, clearances, working clearances above roofs, clearances to windows, all those type of things are covered in here. Working space clearances. Everything is covered in extreme detail. We even get into the receptacles in the branch circuit, routing, code references. And here's another important thing about our program, and this is important about a structured program, is these right here. You've probably heard me talk about this before. This is called the chevrons. These are when you stop, you grab your code book, you look at the code reference, you read it fully, and then you come back. And what you'll see is that we have either paraphrased it in order to bring it to light when you come down. So in this case, A is maximum distance to any receptacle. Obviously, this is talking about the countertop, right? So let's go down here to A. And here is calling out right here on the countertop. It's talking about the spacing, right? And then it'll have another call out for D for this receptacle. So let's see what that's about. D, it says all 125 volt through 250 receptacles supplied by a single phase branch circuit rated 150 volts or less to ground in kitchens must be GFCI protected. And it gives you the code reference. So I think you see the method here to the madness. And that method is unlike any other program. You can watch DVDs of people arguing on panels. You can watch all that, or you can get a program that structurally breaks it down with illustrations, call-outs, and code references. These are things that when people go to take an exam, or if you're out in the field and you want to get better at your job, move up quickly, you can recall these things. Well, that's what our program's designed to do, to help you recall these things and lock it in that memory. The other beautiful thing is you have unlimited access to this course from now on. So you can log in, refresh your memory if you want. It's always going to be available to you. It'll be in your profile. Once you register and purchase, it'll be right there, ready for you to get in anytime you want. And so again, you'll see great callouts. But you know what? That's not it. That's not all. I want to show you some more. It goes even further, folks. We get specific in feeders, in service, in equipment, general provisions, and then, of course, non-dwelling. That's your commercial load calculations. I will show you that just because people have asked me all the time, what do you do about load calculations, and what about other than dwellings or other than multifamily dwellings? Well, here you go. We get into it right here, and we break it down all the way down. Again, there's your form you can download. Believe it or not, non-dwelling applications are even more simpler than what you would deal with a dwelling. I know that sounds hard to believe for some people, but it is. And if you see here, it's simply a process of a numbering system and code references that takes you all the way through it. Now, people ask, what if I get something that's not in here? Then there's an area for this that talks about like all other loads. So you would incorporate it into it, like an EV charger. You just add that load in. If it doesn't fall nifty in a preset format, then it's just an additional load that you have to take into account. We talk about that. Plus, one of the more important things, again, is you may have some of those questions. Well, guess what? I'm here to help you. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make your process of learning the National Electrical Code so much easier. And I've been doing this for 38 years. There's a lot of people on the internet. There's a lot of people on social media. There's a lot of people on YouTube. But if you go to the front of that code book, whether it's the 2017, the 2020, the 2023, or upcoming 2026, you're going to see my name in the front of that code book. Why? Because I've been doing this for 38 years. I have written books on the subject. I have taught over 70,000 students the National Electrical Code, whether it be in seminars, webinars, online, or in my classrooms, or in physical classrooms. I hold no less than 9 patents, and I have many trademarks, and I've been doing this a long time. That's not to brag. That means that I have put together a program that allows me to be there for you. This is my mission. This is what I chose to do with my life 38 years ago. Okay, that's not the little playing the fiddle. It's legit. And you can Google me and you'll see who I am. You may not always agree with me, but I promise you, you'll learn something from me. And that's my mission. That's my goal. But we're not done. We're not done. I'm talking a lot, but we're not done. So here we're in the program. Again, you go through and remember, very detailed competency reviews. I'm just showing you all of the content, step by step. I mean, look at it. You just simply go down. It will bring every piece of it out. Even give you, here you go. Here's a sample calculation for an office building. So people ask us, do you do calculations for office buildings, commercial applications? Absolutely we do. Okay. Use the same form you did at the beginning. We give you all of the details about this office building. And we walk you through how you fill out the form. We even give you explanations during that process because it's two-step process. Actually, to be honest with you, it's really 3-step, but I'll talk about the 2 important steps. The one is you see the call outs, you look at the illustration, and 2, you read the explanation in the call out right here. See, talks about how to do the math, and then you associate it with the B, which is how we get this here. And then at the end of the day, you have various code references that are on your form that you can go look at and kind of put everything together. Nobody does that. So people ask me, say, what's your success rate? Well, our success rate is extremely high. when you follow the process. It is pretty hard not to be successful when you follow our process. There is no other process like it. And here we even break it down so you can check your math. And we give you a summary. And at the end, you have these competency reviews and their answer key. You check complete when you're done. And you can go here and move on to the next unit. If you have a question, you can post it here in the comments area. And you can post it and we will see it and we will answer it for you. That's a beautiful thing, right? Instant feedback on the learning process. But these competency reviews are the most important process to reaffirm what you just did. Now, if you go through the competency review and you grade your work and your scores are pretty low, you missed more than you feel you should have, then what you do is you go back into your unit, you look at the references that we give you, you go read it again, and guess what? If it's still not clear, you get to ask me. You get to post it in the comments. You get to come to Wednesday night sessions and ask me specifically, Paul, please explain this unit, this section a little bit closer. Folks, you have your own personal tutor who's been doing this for 38 years built into our program. You look at the price of our program. For our enhanced program, $375. And it also gives you access to Fast Trax Tube, our exclusive video platform. There is no better program out there. Don't spend $1,000. Don't do weekend crash courses for $700, $800. Don't even spend $150 on those programs that give you no support. It's just 100% online. They have no private sessions. They have no bi-monthly meetings that you can ask questions. They have no way to ask questions directly to the instructor built into the program. What are you paying for? Now, if you're not preparing for an electrical exam, this is like having a professional electrical expert in your pocket. So maybe you're not preparing for an exam. You can go and learn the code here, makes you better at work. In fact, all of the companies out there should have our Mastering the NEC course for every one of their electricians so they're all on the same page. They can post questions and comments and get unified in it, in the response and how they do things. The company can be more unified in how all their electricians follow the National Electrical Code as a minimum safety standard. They've got the competency reviews that they can use as a group and answer questions and create their own dialogue within their company, raising their bar. Our programs are turnkey. They can be used by large companies as well as individuals. So the Mastering the NEC program is not an exam prep program, but you get all the benefits by having all of this material available, right? It's a beautiful thing. If you're preparing for an electrical exam, flat out, there is nothing better to prepare you than this. But I'm still not done. I know we're at the end. If you hung in this long, I do have to show you something. So you get through all this. We have a video just on motors that you can watch. It really gets into single motors, single phase motors, the short circuit ground fault protection and all that kind of other stuff. All of that's in that video. But more importantly, we talk about hazardous locations, industrial locations, specific occupancies, specific equipment. But that's not it, folks. We also have a database. And this database talks about how you can get access to over 800 exam-style questions. That is included in your program, right? That right there is amazing alone. I don't know what else to give you. The questions in the database are mobile friendly. You can take them anywhere, study them on your lunchtime. So not only do you get the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions through the competency review, folks, but you're also going to get over 800 questions in the database. And there's also additional videos in there. There's also flashcards in there. The best investment out there. So again, love me, hate me. My goal is for you to learn the National Electrical Code, whether you're studying for an exam or you just want to become a better electrician. Our program is the one for you. All right, folks, till next time, hope you got something out of it. Appreciate you. Take care.